Hi everyone, and welcome to day one of 30 days before Halloween on Adams for the Love of Movie Picks. I just want to say, first off folks, this is not how I wanted to record this video. I've been having some technical difficulties with my cell phone. So for this first video, just so I can get one and out of the way, it is going to be recorded on my computer. So without further ado, this is the first video, and this one we're going to be talking about the top 10 Halloween/horror films from my own personal collection. So this is in no way saying that this is the absolute top 10 horror Halloween films of all time. Feel free to leave a comment below if you feel there's one that needs to be recommended. Like I said, on October the 30th, the last day before Halloween, I'm setting aside that day to do a video of recommendations by you. So without further ado, here we go. This is in no particular order. The first film up is The Frighteners. Peter Jackson film starring Michael J. Fox. Basically, the premise of this one is kind of a unique storyline. Michael J. Fox's character, after having a personal accident, near-death experience, whatever you want to call it, is able to see spirits, use it as a business, but when a serial killer comes back from the grave to kill again, he uses his powers to stop him. So, unique storyline. It's got some good humor in it, but also great horror film at the same time. Next up on the list is the remake of the 1960s 13 Ghosts film from 2001. This 13 Ghosts, I believe, is much better. It's more of a true horror film. Unique storyline again. A man sets out to capture 13 unique spirits, which when brought together, I believe it's either unlocks a gateway to hell or gives them special powers. I can't really remember. Some creepy characters and ghosts in this one. Some good acting. You got Matthew Lillard, Shannon Elizabeth, and Tony Shalhoub. Just a great horror film. Love this movie. Next up, I think, is a personal favorite on everybody's list, the 1980 film Poltergeist. This one here, Steven Spielberg film. On the back it says, thrill, a second horror, suspenseful, scary, witty, imaginative. Just a great storyline. You can almost believe what happened to you. The ghosts start out kind of friendly, but then they become more nasty and horrific, and just a great storyline. Really great for the time era. Great special effects. Love Poltergeist. Next up on the list is what I believe is like a quintessential Halloween film, Trick or Treat. Now this is not your children's Trick or Treat, folks. This one here is an adult Trick or Treat. This is super scary. It stars Leslie Bibb. You got Anna Paquin and Brian Cox, to name a few. Basically, the premise behind this one is on one singular Halloween night, you got 4 separate stories that end up intertwining. Very great, simple, effective storyline, but just so well done. Even in the case it says the best Halloween film of the last 30 years, I'd say that's pretty accurate. This character in itself, Sam, super creepy character. You don't want to cross paths with that guy. Next up on the list is Ghost Ship, another movie with a unique storyline. And got some decent, well-known actors in it. You got Julianne Margulies, Ron Ellard, Isaiah Washington, to name a few. The basis of this one is in the 1960s, an Italian cruise liner full of people just up and vanishes into thin air. 30 years later, a marine salvage crew finds the ocean liner afloat in the open ocean with nobody on board. As they attempt to salvage the ship, they find out the deep, dark secret behind what happened to everybody in this ship. It says on the back, one of the scariest, most original horror movies in years. I would definitely agree with that. I love Ghost Ship. Great storyline, great movie. Next up on the list, I think, is a personal favorite of everyone's, Ghostbusters 1, moreover than 2. Very original storyline, kind of a game changer when it came out. It's got a good mix of horror with some comedy. You gotta love that theme song, Who You Gonna Call It, Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. Everybody that I know loves Ghostbusters, a family favorite, great film. Next up on the list, now whether you believe in the paranormal / the religious and like the possession, demonic possession, it still makes for a great watch. The Conjuring, it's based off of one of the case files of Lorraine and Ed Warren. So based off a true story, super spooky, super scary, something you could almost believe would happen to you. Next up on the list is a personal favorite of mine from my childhood. Not many people may have heard of this one, Hanna-Barbera's The Halloween Tree. It's even got Leonard Nimoy voicing a character. Basically, the premise of this movie is on Halloween night, 4 friends set out to learn 4 different cultures' origins of Halloween and how they celebrate Halloween, and learn this in order to save their friend's life. I won't give too much more away than that, but if you watch it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I absolutely love this movie. Such a simple storyline, but unique and just a lot of fun to watch. Next up is another true story film inspired by the actual accounts of an NYPD sergeant of all people, Deliver Us from Evil. Again, this is another one that deals with demonic possession, supernatural stuff. Just some of the stuff in this movie is super creepy, super terrifying, but a great overall horror film. You know, it says in the back, it's disturbing enough to unsettle your sleep for weeks. I would definitely agree with that. And finally on the list is a movie from my personal favorite from my teenage years, Darkness Falls. Now, the premise of Darkness Falls, basically this lady in the 1800s was a real-life tooth fairy in this town. Children would give her their teeth, and she would give them money. Well, she died a tragic death, and in death, she became a tooth fairy. But the premise is, she'll take your money, but if you see her, she will kill you. Now, I know that doesn't sound very scary, killer tooth fairy, but the best way to describe it is try and picture a character that under her costume looks like Freddy Krueger. Her costume looks like something from the Phantom of the Opera, but way scarier, mixed with the sounds that from The Grudge. You know, she makes the sound as real guttural and primal and super creepy, just like, but I'm not even doing it justice. It's so scary. It would scare the crap out of me when I would watch this as a kid. So definitely recommend Darkness Falls and all the movies on this list. So just going back around the list, Darkness Falls, I would give it about a 14A rating. You know, definitely not recommended for young children. Deliver Us from Evil would be a rated R. Halloween Tree, not only great for kids, great for family members in general. Love the Halloween Tree. Recommend it for all ages and for everybody. If you have not seen this movie, do yourself a favor. It's not as well known as some of the ones on this list, but if you watch it, you'll understand why I'm recommending it. The Conjuring, I would give it a 14A rating. Ghostbusters, another family film, great for all ages. Ghost Ship, I would give a rated R. Trick or Treat would be a rated R. Poltergeist, I would give a PG-13, maybe 14A rating. I'll let you decide on that one. 13 Ghosts would be a rated R. And The Frighteners, I would give a 14A. You know, some of these movies, you know, you might want to do your classic watch in the dark kind of horror film. Other ones, you know, you can watch it in the dark or watch it with a family. Other ones, it doesn't really matter if you have the lights on or off. Frighteners are those ones that it wouldn't matter either way. 13 Ghosts, I would say probably watch it in the dark. If you want to get the full horror experience. Same with Poltergeist. This would be super creepy to watch in the dark. Trick or Treat's one of those ones that go either way, but if you want the real scare experience, I'll probably recommend watching it in the dark. Same with Ghost Ship, watch it in the dark. Ghostbusters is one of those ones you can go either way. If you want to get the creep factor, maybe watch it in the dark, but if you just want to enjoy it as a family, watch it however you want. Conjuring, probably super scary to watch in the dark. Halloween Tree, because it's not really a scary film, I would say you could just watch it however. Deliver Us from Evil would be a super creepy movie to watch in the dark. Darkness Falls definitely would scare the crap out of you to watch this in the dark. As a teenager, I watched this in the dark with some friends, and it scared the hell out of us. So, that is pretty much the end of that video. Hope you enjoyed it, folks. Like I said, if there's any you want me to recommend in that video I'm going to do on October 30th, leave a comment down below. Hope you enjoyed this, and have yourselves a terrifying night, folks. And we'll catch you tomorrow for more fun and scares. Take care.